Hi everyone, I'm Professor Pamela Lang. I will be your instructor for our Fall 2022 Online Reading Foundation AAC 042 course. We'll be using Brightspace this semester, so we'll all be learning it together, so there will be some glitches. But this is how our course home looks. We have this visual, TOC is table of contents. I kind of arranged it so that we have the information, right here that we're going to need. So please, when you first come into the course, read the announcement, of course, and then click start here so you can see where we're going and what we should be doing. So here's a little thing about how grades work. You have to pass the reading final with a grade of 75 or more. Your grades on all your assignments do not add up to a final grade because this is a SU course, which is S for satisfactory if you pass the final with a 75 or above, or a U for unsatisfactory. So in order to take the final, you have to complete all the reading assignments, and there are 25 of them in total. Okay, so make sure that you're reading over that, what to do to get started in the course. That is going to kind of tell you where everything is. Right here, I see that there's Blackboard still in here, but no, we're in Brightspace. I'll go back and fix that. And so we have course info where you'll have the syllabus, the schedule. Under our learning modules are where all the assignments are. We have a remind text messaging service that you would sign up to communicate with me through text messages. I don't see your cell phone number, you don't see mine, but it's a great way to keep in touch throughout the course. On nights, weekends, I do not check my email from school, my school email, but I will, everyone always has their phone, so we're always checking our phones, right? So that's part of the start here. And this video will also be in the start here. It'll be the first one. And then, the bookstore to get access to our Connect Lab course, which is an online reading lab assignments that'll help you prepare for the final exam. There's different things on how to set up. And then here's another place to access our syllabus, our course outline, and the lab log, which lists all the labs that you are required to do. Okay, so when you need to go back to something, just go back into the course home, or you can go back into the table of contents. Either way, it'll take us back to our first page, if I did that right. Yes, okay. So here we have our visual table of contents. Here's where the course information is. So the syllabus kind of talks about, what is required for this reading course to get you academically ready for online or for college reading. And then we have our course schedule, which really just goes through, and I kind of put everything in a Word doc and a PDF. So the Word doc is, hopefully you can see that. It's it just outlines all the modules, and if you feel the need to print this out, if you are on campus at all, in E216 is our reading lab with a free printer. So this is just our first module, right? And then it's set up like that on Brightspace as well. Okay, and then here's the things that you have to do. And then we have our next module is all about vocabulary, and there will be different activities to do. We start our book. We have a vocabulary test, which will open on September 18th, and then you have until the 24th to take it, and then it closes. So please make sure that you take it within those dates. And then we have a comprehension lab. We have a text structure lab. We have reading critically, and we have different activities that you are doing in that. And then we have our final exams the first week and a half of December. And in order to take the final exam, you have to complete 25 labs by Friday, December 3rd at midnight. Okay, so I'm just going to close this up, go back to our syllabus course schedule, and, that's where you would find that, right? And so now I'm going to go into, we have a reading tutor. That information will not be posted until the second week of school, but he's wonderful. He teaches this course. He's teaching it right now for summer on Brightspace. He's very familiar with Brightspace. We do a lot of the same assignments. He uses Connect. So if you're confused about any of that, please talk to Dave Mitchell. Okay. And then we have our learning modules. So our learning modules start, of course, with the icebreaker, and that's like the first 2 weeks of school. For each module, there'll be an overview that kind of tells you what is due in that module. So for this one, you're going to be doing 4 things, right? You're taking a real quick academic integrity that just says, I'm not going to cheat. And that's 1 question you answer. And then you're going to sign up for the Remind. And then you're going to register for the Connect Labs. And then you're going to do 2 Connect Labs. Okay. This is just the overview. You would go back into the icebreaker at the top of the page. And here's your 2-minute question. Okay. Here's how to sign up for Remind. And then here's where you would register for the Connect Labs. Okay. So on a separate tab on our table of contents, there's a link that says, click here to register for Connect Lab. Click on the online Connect Labs to access the Connect Labs. Okay. So the first lab that you have to do is just watching 1 video and answering 1 question, and then you're done. The second lab is a little bit more involved because it kind of assesses your strengths and weaknesses in reading and study strategies. So the Connect program is an adaptive program that adapts to your method of learning and how you learn. So this one might take you a little while as it goes through each topic and each reading strategy and each study strategy. And as you get them correct, you will be earning percentage points. And in order to complete the lab, you have to have 100% percentage points, which means that you have 100% of the material done and answered correctly. So therefore, if you answer questions correctly, your percentage will go from 0 to 100 rather quickly. If you have trouble with maybe 1 or 2 concepts, your percentage, and there's a little bar at the bottom of the screen in each Connect Lab, might stay at 10% or 22% for a little while until you master that strategy. And I believe if you miss it 3 times in a row, they'll give you different questions about the strategy. Then you'll have a little window that will pop up with some note pages that you might want to read that might help you understand the strategy. There's a video, a woman who's wonderful about explaining the strategy and giving examples. And then there's also a link to an online textbook. So please use these strategies because as you're doing these Connect Labs, you're preparing for the final exam. Okay. So any questions about that, please text me. I'll be around and I'm also on campus. So if you're, in the dorms doing this, or you do have one, class on campus, please come see me if you need any help. And then, so once you have that done, so really that's the whole first module, okay, or the icebreaker module. And then as you move on, you're going to be doing, module 1 with vocabulary. And each module has a PowerPoint on the specific reading strategy or skill. So first we cover vocabulary, and then reading comprehension, then text structure, reading critically. We have quizzes on some of the PowerPoint lessons. Feel free to print out the PowerPoint. Feel free to use the PowerPoint as you take the quizzes. Okay. Anything that you are going to submit, it's going to be submitted in a Word document. So Office 365, which includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, is free to all students. Okay. There is a link on Brightspace to show you how to do that. Or you can contact the OIT office, which is in A131 on campus, or they have a phone number. which is in here somewhere, just not in this module. Here's our book. Okay, and I do have the book in a PDF file. So if you don't want to buy the book from the bookstore, I do have the access in the PDF. And our first assignment is to read 151 to 155 in the printed book, or to page 33 in the PDF. Okay, and in my video on Module 1, I will go over each one of these assignments and show you how to do it. Okay, and then, each module has 1 or 2 Connect Labs to do. So you would just open this up and it tells you how to complete it. Okay, so I'm going to go back to learning modules because I really don't want this to be more than 11 minutes because it's, just an overview. So, here we have our reading tutor learning modules. And then the 5 book line. Here is the click here to open to Connect Labs. If you need tech support, please, go into here. And then campus resources, I believe that's where I put, here's Brightspace Help. Here's the OIT. This is our NCCC OIT Help Desk. So if you forgot your T-Wolves email, there's a link here. There's also their phone number. Okay. So that's kind of a really, really quick overview of our course. I plan on doing a video for each one of the modules. So, look for those that goes through each one of the assignments. Okay. Have a great time, and I hope to hear from you via text, via Remind.